All right, welcome back. In this session, we're going to talk about God in church. And now, if you're a pastor, children's pastor, these are the steps to implement this ministry model in your church or ministry. So we're going to look at two principles, the boss principle and the power principle. Jesus Christ is the Lord of the church. It's his ministry he's calling you to do. And the power principle, prayer. You must be in prayer in preparation for your ministry. The Nehemiah principle, come up with a plan that you lay out and you can implement at your church, at your location. Number one, Christ is Lord and the head of the church. His will is the focal point of everything you do. So we want to find out what his will is, what his plan is. And that's why we don't tell you this, you have to do this, this, and this. We want you to pray because God has a model for your ministry and for your church. Number two, he must be the center of your planning and implementation of your ministry. So make him the center. Just like in the cross, the center of that cross is lordship. Surrender to his will. Number three, before you start the journey of discipling and releasing children, you must take the time to get away and seek God for clear vision and direction for your ministry and how you engage children in your church and on mission. Develop your prayer team. Number one, you need to seek the Lord for his power and presence in your life. You cannot teach something that you're not living out in your life yourself. And so prayer is so important. Number two, develop a list of people who will be on your prayer team. So important. Just make a list of all the people you want praying for you. And I promise you, it's so critical that you do this. Number three, have your prayer team pray over every step that you take in getting started and throughout your time of ministry. Number four, have your prayer team intercede for children and families involved in your ministry. You need those who will stand in the gap for families. It's so important that we have a prayer team praying for the children and their families as we minister to them and with them. Page 48, casting the vision. The vision of empowering the next generation is a large paradigm shift. What is being done in the church today? You must take steps to inform and educate each level of leadership in your church as well as parents in order to have success. They're on page 48. Number one, make sure your vision aligns with the pastor of your church. My pastor always told me, I give you freedom to do what you want to do, but I just let me know what you're doing so I can support you. In some situations, pastor may not support you, but if he doesn't, that may not be the church you're supposed to be at. So make sure the vision aligns with the pastor. Take time to go and talk to your pastor about what the Lord is leading you to do. Number two, share the vision with your deacons and elders. It is very critical to make sure that they're on board with the process before you start. So I go to the pastor, and then if I'm the pastor, then they don't have to go to me. But I want to let the deacons and elders of my church know where I'm heading as a ministry, all right? So basically, I'm putting an umbrella of protection over me to make sure that I get this done right. Number three, meet with your leadership and share the vision of L.I.T. So after you've talked to the pastor and the elders and deacons and you have their support, then you can go to your leadership. And I say this because what will happen if I went and met with my leadership, some of them will go straight to the pastor or elders and deacons, and they'll say, I've never heard anything about this. But your protection is you've done your steps. You go to the pastor, elders, and leaders, and now you go to leadership and share the vision. And so I guarantee you they're going to be excited about what's going on. Number four, share the vision with your church family. And so let the whole church know. It could be at a church council meeting or a business meeting, but let the whole church know this is where we're headed in our kids' ministry. Number five, meet with parents and share your vision with your church. So I always take those steps because I've had kids pastors come to me and say, I had several parents who went to the pastor and complained and he didn't want to do it anymore. But you have to meet with the pastor, elders, and deacons and share it with your leadership, church family, and then you get parents together and tell them this is where we're heading. Number six, when the pastor, elders, and your leadership, parents, and your church know and understand the vision, they're going to support you in this process. Number seven, when you have cast the vision from the top down, you will have a level of support that will sustain you as you launch this ministry for children in your church. Isn't that nice? So letting everybody know, casting the vision, putting these things in place makes it a lot easier for you as you go forward. Don't jump ship. And I had one leader send me a mail. My pastor just pulled the plug. He had several parents went to him. He didn't know anything about it. He said, we're not doing this anymore, and we're going to go back to what we did before. Planning for success, developing your timeline. Number one, Christ must be the forefront of your vision, planning, and implementation of your ministry. And we've talked about that before. He's the boss. Number two, a timeline lays out a full plan of action. So start out with, I'm going to talk to the pastor, elders, deacons, leaders, my church, and families. Okay, that's laying out that timeline. Getting your prayer team. When is he going to do that? And there's a chart in your book how to plan these things out. Number three, you should develop a strategic plan before you begin the ministry. So what happens, guys, you can really frustrate people by not having the vision on paper. Okay, it's one thing to have that vision, but you need to have a plan laid out, strategy on how you're going to take off and do the ministry. Number four, a timeline is critical for your success and the maximum impact on the lives of kids. So I'm going to start in September. I'm going to do an orientation with parents. I'm going to show them what to do, pass out my devotionals to the kids, and then we're going to move from there to the next level, okay? And so getting that timeline started, today we're going to start, when's our first activity in the community, how we're going to do outreaches, holidays, all those kind of things. Lay out that timeline in advance so people know what's coming. All right, number five, without a plan, you will be unsuccessful and you will frustrate your people. Just like I said, without vision, my people will perish. So you have to lay it out and look at dates and times when you're going to do things, okay? And number six, a clear plan breeds excitement for your leaders because they know where you're heading. This is what's going to make it exciting. When people know the vision and where you're headed and it's laid out for them, very organized, they'll get excited about it and they'll get on board. All right. Number seven, the quickest way to fail is not to plan. So you have to plan. I can't say this enough that if you don't plan, you will not be successful. So you have to have the vision from the Lord. You get the vision. You have your prayer team. Then you go and talk to your pastor, your elders, deacons, your leadership, families, the church family. And so casting that vision. Number eight is the P formula for planning for success. Prayer, planning, prepare, performance. This is so critical for you to be successful in your church and ministry. So planning for success, there on page 49, you'll have a phase one, cast the vision, enlist a prayer team, pray for God's protection and wisdom from above as you share your vision with your church. Enlist a prayer team to pray for God to raise up leaders whom God calls to disciple and serve alongside children in the ministry. Pray for God to give families a desire to become actively involved in the discipleship and spiritual development of their child. Enlist your prayer team to pray for the church family to catch the vision of where you're going. Set up a meeting to cast the vision with your pastor. Number three, set up a meeting to cast the vision with your elders and deacons. Number four, set up a meeting with your church leadership. Number five, share the vision with your church family. Number six, meet with families to share the vision before the first parent orientation. So important. Cast the vision first. Parent orientation is a time to explain more details of what's going to happen. And if you're requiring kids to do memory verses or quiet times, you let them know during that orientation. Not everyone will catch the vision, and this is normal, okay? Not everybody's going to be excited about this. Phase two, set important dates. Phase three, determine where children will serve in your church. Very critical. Don't think you're going to start discipling and start teaching kids and you eliminate the service side. Number four, enlist your leadership. Be praying for the proper leaders. And this is so important for you to be in prayer for the right people because you don't want people who are not being the examples. You want role models. 12 landmines to avoid. Number one, not having a vision or a plan or action or a timeline for your ministry. Number two, not taking proper steps to cast the vision with leadership. So important that you take the time to take the steps to cast the vision with your leadership. Number three, loss of focus on evangelism and discipleship. So when I say this is, so many of us, and I'm an evangelist at heart, we focus all of our attention on evangelizing kids and we forget about teaching them how to walk with the Lord. Remember, disciples are made, not born. So we want them to get born again, but we want to teach them how to walk with the Lord. So there has to be balance there. Not properly training parents, no parent orientation. So if you want to have success, you have to meet with parents and help them understand where you're headed and what you're going to do with the kids in your church. Number 5, untrained leadership. If your leadership don't know what to do, guess what? They're going to go back to the Western style of lecturing and teaching and asking kids to sit still and be quiet while they listen to them. Number 6, not having a place for children to serve. This is critical, guys. If you don't have a place set up front, then you're not going to be effective as you should. That's a part of discipleship. And that's a part of our creating an environment for growth and discipleship. And service is one of those. Number 7, lack of safety procedures. So it just keep the kids safe. This is something I could go on a long time, but be aware of the environments you have with kids. You need to screen and do background checks on leaders who are going to work with children to make sure that there's not a problem there. Number 8, failure to engage children in the community. A lot of churches just want to do everything inside the church. They don't want to go out into the community. But guys, we're called to go. And if you equip kids to go, they will go and they will share the good news of Jesus Christ with kids easily. Number 9, believing that all children are at the same spiritual level. Jesus had 12 disciples. However, he invested the majority of his time in 3. All right? So the kids are not going to be at the same level in your church. And so you're going to start out, and just like Jesus said, there's good soil. And there's 4 different soils, but the good soil is those who heard it and they bear fruit. And so not all kids are at the same page, and that's okay. That's normal. Just be prepared, because your leaders can get frustrated because you have one kid that's on fire and he's in the Word, memorizing Scripture, serving. He's obedient. He's respectful. He's just wants to do everything he can to help in the group. And then you have another kid that's way behind, and I don't want to say behind, they're just not there. They're not spiritually mature yet. And so you work with the kids who are, and the other kids will come alongside them as you invest in the kids who are mature in your church. Number 10, not checking Bible studies and memory verses to hold children accountable. The accountability is so important. One of our teenagers that moved up into the student ministry said, that was just taken away. No one asked me questions. No one held me accountable anymore. And I had to go back and just take ownership, because there was no one in my church to say, did you do your quiet time? Did you do your memory verse? Tell me your memory verse. Number 11, the idea that every child will be excited about having a daily quiet time. It's not going to happen, okay? But what happens is, we talk about habits. As they do one daily, they get to the point where it's just normal. And I've met so many students and college students who said, what I learned at a very young age, I've carried on throughout the rest of my life. Number 12, believing that all of your parents will be on board with this philosophy of ministry with children. Nope, it's not going to happen. They are not going to all be on board. That's okay. You work with the parents who are, and you go forward. Don't let a few parents try to change the direction of the kids ministry. You stay true to your vision, and you go forward and allow the Lord to work through you. All right? Well, God bless you so much, and we're so grateful that you've finished the training, and we're looking forward to you coming in, and we have a test for you to take. If you take this test, we'll give you a certificate of completion. We will invite you to be a part of our leadership team worldwide. God bless you. This is Dr. Clint May with L.I.T Ministries. It has been a joy sharing with you.